Hi, my name is Charlie, and you can also call me the Guitar Boy. Today, we are going to be treating chemistry, and the part of chemistry we are going to be treating today is calculations on percentage masses of chemical substances. So, if you have not watched the video on relative masses of chemical substances, go and watch that particular video on this page. Go and check it, watch it. You just go to my page, watch most of the videos there, because I arrange them in such a way that one particular video builds upon another video. So that is it. So today we are just going to calculate the percentage mass of chemical substances. The first question we have here is, what is the percentage of sulfur in sulfur 4 oxide? You see, there are a series of topics that I would love to teach later. I think at this point, after teaching this calculation, I will have to hold on calculation and teach some sensitive theoretical parts in chemistry before I will now move back. As usual, when I treat these topics in chemistry, my students we are usually fast. We will not be fast in calculations because we understand some concepts and some terms, some the background of chemistry. So we will not be very fast. However, we just solve these ones here. They are simple. Meanwhile, if you have the knowledge of percentage calculations in mathematics, this one will be simple for you. Now, one thing you should know here is, especially in JAMB, in WAEC, they might give you, most of the time, give you the formula of the substance. Like this one, they say sulfur 4 oxide, they might write the formula for you in the question, and also give you the masses of the components of the substance. Like in sulfur 4 oxide, we have sulfur, we have oxygen. Now, what is the ratio of sulfur to oxygen? You don't, like from this question, now you don't know the ratio of sulfur to oxygen. You don't know, they did not write the chemical formula here. So you have to write it yourself and calculate yourself. That is why later on I'm going to be teaching how to write chemical formula, how to balance chemical equation. Since we have not be talking about chemical equation, there are calculations under chemical equation. Those ones are as well simple. So we'll talk about those ones later in later videos. Okay, now they say, what is the percentage of sulfur in sulfur 4 oxide? The first thing, you have to know how to write the formula, chemical formula of sulfur 4 oxide. This is the formula SO2. This is formula for sulfur 4 oxide. So if you don't know how to write, some people that are very that have minute knowledge in chemistry will write sulfur 4 oxide like this, because they say sulfur, okay, sulfur 4 oxide, oxygen, SO, sulfur 4 oxide. That isn't correct. You have to know how to write formula very well before you can solve this problem. Now, this is the first step. After this step, the remaining things are simple. You must know how to write your formula. So from the question, you see that sulfur is 32. The relative mass of sulfur is 32. The relative mass of oxygen is 16. However, we have 2 oxygen here. Oxygen would now be what? 32. Since we have 2 here. So for 1 is what? 16. That is the relative mass of oxygen. So they said calculate the percentage of sulfur. Now, you have to know the mass of sulfur is what? 32. For 1 sulfur is 32. The mass of oxygen is 16, but we have 2 here. Oxygen will not be what? O2 will not be what? 2. Okay, so this is the mass of sulfur, this is mass of oxygen molecule. This here we have here, or we say oxygen molecule will not be what? 32. Just know that 1 is 16, 2 is 32. So they said, what is the percentage that is in this full thing? What is the percentage of sulfur inside? If oxygen is 32, sulfur is 32. If I am in the examination hall, I will not even continue from here. I might not need to write anything down. I will just know that the answer is 50%. That's the percentage of oxygen, 50 what percent? Because sulfur is half, oxygen is half. That's 32, right? Everything is 100%. This one is 32, this one is 32. However, let's solve. You now say, how do you solve it? You find the ratio of what they want you to look for. The ratio of what the ratio of what they want you to look for to the total mass. The mass of SO2 is equal to this 32 sulfur plus O2, which is equal to 32 plus what? 32, which is equal to 64. That is the mass of this. Now, to now know the percentage of sulfur inside this, what do? You look for the fraction of sulfur inside the total. The fraction of sulfur, which means the percentage of sulfur is equal to, what's the fraction? That is, what's the amount of sulfur in each molecule of sulfur dioxide, which is what? 32. This is 32 all over what? 64, which is the total. The total, that's 32 all over 64. 64 times what? 100, because you are calculating percentage, times 100, which will not give you 32 here 1, 32 here 2. Half times this, which is what? 50%. So the percentage of oxygen here is the percentage of sulfur here is what? 50%. As simple as that, I mean. So if you also check, if they had asked you to calculate the percentage of oxygen, you just carry this oxygen, put it here over the total mass, the mass of oxygen here over the total mass, and put it here. It will still give you what? 50%, because they are the same numbers to give you 50%. So this is the answer to this number 1 question as we move to the next question. Now the next question is calculate the percentage by mass of all the component elements in sodium triazonitrate 5 salts. In sodium triazonitrate 5 salts. In sodium triazonitrate 5, calculate what? The percentage by mass of all the component elements in sodium triazonitrate 5. Now, if you check, this is the formula for sodium triazonitrate 5. This is the formula. So they gave you the formula in the question. They did not give you. Oh my God. Okay, they gave it to you. You have it on the question. But in some cases, especially in JAMB, they might not give you. Usually they give you, but in rare cases, they will not give you in JAMB. So this is the formula. You are expected to know the formula. I will teach you how to write chemical formula and how to write balance chemical equation, write chemical equation, and simple chemical reactions. I'm going to talk about that. So what do? In this question, they want you to calculate the percentage of sodium, the percentage of nitrogen, the percentage of oxygen. So everything here now is equal to the mass of everything here. Sodium is 23. Sodium is 23. The relative mass of sodium is 23 plus the relative mass of nitrogen is 14. The relative mass of oxygen is 16, but we have three oxygen here. We have 3 oxygen. That 3 oxygen will give us 48. That 3 oxygen will give us 48. Here will now be what? 48. So when you plus everything together, you have 85. You will have 85. 85. The relative mass of sodium nitrate is triazonitrate is what? 85. Now they now ask you, just as what you did in the previous calculation. They said calculate the percentage of, then what is the mass, the relative mass of sodium? Mass of sodium from here they give to you, but in case they didn't give it to you, is 23. Okay, mass of nitrogen is 14. That's the relative mass. Mass of, let me write it here. Relative mass of sodium is what? 23. Relative mass of nitrogen is equal to 14. Relative mass of oxygen is equal to 16. Since it is 16, that we have 3 oxygen times 3. Okay, so that's how we have this 48. So we cannot calculate the percentage mass of each one now. The percentage mass is for we to calculate for sodium, we say this mass of sodium divided by the total times 100. That's the fractional mass of sodium in the compound. The fractional mass of sodium in the compound times 100. this one, the fractional mass of nitrogen times 100. The fractional mass of oxygen in the compound times 100. That's how you calculate the relative masses, the percentage composition of the various substances. Now for sodium, percentage of sodium is equal to 2,3 times what? 2,3 all over 85 times 100 equal to 27.06. 27.06%. So sodium contains 27.06%. For nitrogen, percentage of nitrogen is equal to, that's the fractional component, the fractional mass of nitrogen in the compound, which is what? 14 all over 85 all over the total. What we are looking for all over the total, 85 times what? 100 equal to 60.47. 60.47%. So 60.47%, that is the answer to this one, 50.47%. Now the percentage of what? Oxygen in this compound, that is how much oxygen do we have in this compound. The percentage of oxygen will be what? 48, because the total mass of oxygen is 48. 16 times 3, 48 all over 85 times what? 100 equal to 56.47. 56.47. So that percent, these are the percentage of the various components. So this compound contains 27.06% of sodium, it contains 60.47% of nitrogen, and it contains 56.47% of oxygen. So meanwhile, if you add all this percentage together, you will see that they are approximately equal to 100%, which is the total, the sum of all the total percentage of everything, the compound of nitrogen triazonitrate 5. So this is the end and the final answer. These are the answers, the various of the various components of this compound, nitrogen triazonitrate 5. So that's our final answer, and I believe you understood everything we have done here today. And if you are looking for physical classes and you live in Edo State, to be specific, Fruitful Ground Tutorial is located at Sapele Road bypass, Ohawan. We are close to Belisima Junction, so you can come and join our physical classes and come and learn with us, and we'll be happy to have you in our midst. This will be the end of the video. Bye. God bless you.